Well, the big day is almost here. It's almost testing time. Whether you're taking the SAT or ACT, and I'm not sure if it's your first time taking it or if you just need a refresher, but I want to give you some tips about what to expect on test day. First of all, you guys are gonna need to eat. Make sure you get a very good breakfast, not something that's gonna make you sleepy, but something that's going to give you some energy. I suggest a granola bar, some yogurt, maybe some fruit, or something that you know is going to give you a little pep. A lot of students come in with coffee, and that's fine, but you just can't bring that into the testing environment, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. So again, make sure you get a breakfast, even if you have to eat like in the morning on the way there, or even if you have to eat in the car once you get there, because sometimes there's a little wait before they open the doors. Just make sure you get something to eat. Another thing about the testing environment is it gets a little chilly in there. So you want to make sure that you have something to cover yourself, but keep in mind that when you do have a jacket, if it has a hood on it, you're not gonna be able to put that hood on in the testing environment. And just to kind of make that point a little clearer, I want to show you guys kind of what I see sometimes on test morning. So, should you show up the morning of the test and this is kind of your attire, you're trying to be warm and you have your hoodie and you have your earbuds, that's going to be one of the first things that we say to you before you can enter into the testing environment. You're going to have to remove your earbuds, put them away. You're also going to have to take off your hoodie. So yes, this upsets the ladies and the young men because somebody's not going to like their hair and what's going on. So even now we're a little better. You have on, I can, see that you don't have any earbuds, but young ladies, one more thing, you are going to definitely have to remove all headbands. Yeah, and that's when they say, my edges, oh no. And I have to send them to the restroom. Some of them are upset, some of them come back a little, flustered. And we don't want anyone to be in that particular state of mind before beginning such an exam. So make sure that you are aware of these requirements for test day. Have your ears free. Have nothing on your head, no headbands, ladies and gentlemen. And also no earbuds. And that just is a little bit about your attire for test day. So just don't forget, no earbuds. You can bring them, but just put them up. You won't be able to bring them into the testing room or environment. And also about those hoodies and headbands and things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared. No one wants to kind of put you in a bad mood if you have to leave out and, come back or, feel a little irritated because you may not be comfortable with your appearance. So just have those things in mind and be prepared when you come in to test so that your mind is clear and no one has to kind of go back and forth with you to say anything about what's required and what's approved. The next thing I want to say has to do, or tell you about, has to do with your snacks and your bags. If you bring a snack, make sure it's something contained, because there will be an area where you can place your snack in the testing room, but most bags are required to be outside of the room. So you'll have to leave that bag right outside the door. You'll probably be able to actually see it, if that's how that room is set up with glass walls or glass doors. But you won't be able to bring those bags in the room, or they'll be in a designated area. Now, when you take your breaks in between some sections, that's when you'll be allowed to go to that snack area and eat your snack. So you don't want to take something that's, gonna cause a bit of a interruption or anything like that. You want to take something small, again, like a granola bar or some chips maybe, something that will keep you up or keep you going, but won't kind of disturb the environment. Also about beverages. Now, along with your beverages, water is allowed in the testing environment, but just don't think about bringing anything other than water. You'll be able to bring that water in, like I say, and maybe put it under your seat, but you can't just have any types of beverages on your desk or in the environment, because of course we don't want to cause any harm to the testing materials. So, how good are you at following directions? Following directions is very important on test day. The testing administrator is going to read several paragraphs of instructions to you. Listen carefully and make sure you follow those directions. One of the main pieces of directions that I like to emphasize to students is that there should be no distractions or interruptions in the testing environment. That means if you're asked to do something or asked to stop doing something, make sure you do that. Make sure you don't cause any disruptions, because you can be asked to leave. Your scores won't be, of course, tallied, and you and your parent have suffered simply because you weren't able to follow directions. So let's make sure we're following directions on test day. And of course, you're ready to do that. You've prepared so much for today. So just make sure you follow those directions when given. Now, you may not believe this, but some students actually don't come to the test prepared with supplies. What do I mean? They actually don't come with a pencil. They don't come with a calculator. Some portions of the math test on the SAT will require you to use a calculator, or you can use a calculator. Now, if you don't know how to use the fancy schmancy calculator, don't even bring that one. Okay, but you can bring a calculator to help you with some of the more difficult math functions that you may need to perform on the test. Now, when I say some don't bring a pencil, I really mean they don't bring a pencil. And we do provide pencils, and sometimes nice testing administrators will go and scurry along and get some calculators for students as well. And they are always so pleased with that. But I hope it does help them. Some people don't even pick up the calculator when it's time to use it. But we'll talk about that in another video. And hopefully you'll take a look at that one. Some tips about SAT and ACT preparation. Now, when I'm talking about pencils, the first thing students will see on the board will be a lot of instructions and things about what to put on their admission ticket and things like that. But in very large writing, it always says no mechanical pencils. Just don't even bring these to the environment, okay? They will not be used. I actually take them up from the students because the test can't be scored when using the mechanical pencils. Even though they're lead number 2, it must be a pencil like this, old school, all right? So pencils and calculators. And finally, the doozy is no sleeping during the test. Yeah, no sleeping. Students come in all the time, and you can tell when they're dragging in, they're good morning. How you doing, man? Here you go, I'm like, oh, you just finished practice. You just y'all had football practice, had a game. Congratulations, did you win? I kind of know that, some of them are tired, but you cannot sleep during the testing time. Think about it. What if you start snoring? That's interruptions and distractions to the testing environment, and you'll be asked to leave. You may drool or wrinkle or crumble your test booklet and answer document, and that also will result in your test not being scored. There are times when I even have to threaten some of your babies by saying, I will follow you to your car and tell your parent that you have slept during this test. Do you want me to do that? And yes, I'm talking to the ones that I don't even know. So immediately they know she cares, and they wake up. And they look at me like I'm crazy, but they wake up. Just make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you're a scholar and you know that you cannot sleep during the test. And I think everything will be great for you. You will have a wonderful test day. And if you're prepared, you can always know that you have at least set yourself up for success. Okay, so good luck, guys. Do well, and maybe I'll see you at the next